The British Armed Forces are facing a massive recruitment crisis. In 2010, the army was 100,000 strong. Now it's just 76,000 and could even go down to 52,000 within 10 years. So why is the army attracting fewer young people? Let's ask people on London streets if they would join the army.
I wouldn't go to a foreign country to kill anyone else. I'm not a fighter, I'm a lover.
Don't really want to. If I can do it in COD, I'll just stay there.
One of the reasons I did join up is because if there was ever going to be a war, I'd rather be trained already for it.
Personally, the thought of having to go and kill anyone just doesn't sit right with me. I think, people in this country who actually have opportunities here, I know things aren't great, but we're not so desperate that we need to do that.
Well, you see, I'm in the Royal Engineers. If I was to say to anyone, why would you join the forces? It is to kind of cultivate that, camaraderie. That's a big one. There's something about camping out for a few days in a forest, doing training.
The military has even lowered standards to get youth to enlist. The Royal Navy removed the 30-minute swim test as a requirement for entry, though they would still need to learn to swim to pass the training. Some experts say this signals a sign of true desperation. Rishi Sunak, the former Prime Minister, even vowed to bring back compulsory national service to drive up recruitment. Earlier this year, the former UK Army Chief Patrick Sanders said the army needs to hit 120,000 to be ready to fight Russia. Experts have listed a couple of reasons as to why young people are reluctant to enlist. Unjust Western wars post 9/11 in Iraq and Afghanistan played a key role in declining enthusiasm. The story of weapons of mass destruction in Iraq was exposed as a lie. Many young people fear a repeat situation in future wars and have lost trust in the establishment. A January 2024 YouGov survey found that a third of 18 to 40-year-olds would refuse to serve in the army even if the UK entered a world war or was under threat of invasion. The most common reason people gave was that they do not want to die for the rich and powerful who often escape the consequences of conflict themselves. Many do not want to be manipulated to sacrifice their lives for politicians' lies. And with the military being one of the poorest paid public sector jobs, this makes it even more off-putting. Wages have not kept up with the cost of living. The lack of compensation makes such sacrifice even less likely. Social commentators also say Britain, like other Western democratic countries, has changed from a communal to a deeply individualistic society. Being part of the army entails being part of a machine in which an individual is anonymous and expendable. As a result, older generations, often conservative military veterans and politicians, are frustrated with Gen Z's apparent lack of patriotic spirit and motivation. They tout national service and/or conscription of a citizen army as a way to fight crime and even the threat of Russia. The army has even created adverts to appeal to millennial and Gen Z snowflakes, but to little avail. Army recruitment has also been outsourced to Capita, a third-party company. Often these private firms are more profit rather than outcome-orientated. Many youth also drop out because of how long it can take to process applications, from 12 to 18 months. So is the army on its way out?